me down the road, and there's obviously a lot of different companies that try and solve this dispo game, and they try and solve it very different ways. There's phenomenal companies out there, but for me, the problem was I could never see a solution for our clients that was feasible, right? I know a lot of what makes us successful of LeadZolo is that you can come in and you can buy a couple of leads and you can start kind of from the ground up. And as you build your company, you can scale your company, which allows you to invest in other things. The problem is when you're starting out or you've only done a few deals and things like that, it's kind of hard to make the big investments of tens of thousands of dollars for software and all this kind of stuff. And Ken solved it. Like he literally just like, he was just like, here's a problem. I'm going to solve it. And it's been what, 2 years of development?
Oh, guys. Okay. So, hi, everyone that's on there. Ken Singh here. Hopefully, I get to meet each and every one of you today. But yes, Drew, you're giving me a lot of credit here. 2 years was when it was in beta. We thought about this since 2016, and it started off as a website. So we've been solving for this problem for many, many, many years. And yes, everyone, we are actually live on App Store and Google Play.
Yeah.
I'm sure Drew will share his URL link and all the information with each and every one of you. But yeah, we solve for a lot of those problems, Drew. You mentioned, why can't we?
It's a very flattering pose where he froze.
Buy and
like
sell.
there's a developer somewhere though.
Yeah, so we the question was why we can't source deals, or why we can't dispo deals so easily when it's such a great opportunity. Well, first and foremost, guys, let me tell you, the economy isn't doing, helping us very much right now, with the interest rates, as you know, are nearing the 8% marker. Even if you acquire a deal, and Drew, I think this will resonate with a lot of your listeners today. A lot of the people that are sitting on those properties think they got COVID prices. Everything's inflated. So even if they strike a deal or find a deal with a motivated seller, those sellers probably think that, hey, listen, my valuation on this house is $50,000 to $75,000 higher than it actually is, right? So it was those inflated valuations that could be causing it. It could be the interest rates, because this will the deal after you get the assignable contract. And it could be a multitude of things. But one thing I can tell you, I may not be able to help you guys with the economy, but what I can help you guys is find a way to have a technology installed in your phone to let you know in real time when a deal goes up. Not a lead. It's not as much as we love leads and need them, and we need to be able to use every source we can. But someone within our community has uploaded a property that they're disposing of, whether it's an REO, a short sale, assignment, a note, a subject to, and everything in between. When that gets uploaded, not only one person gets notified, but everybody in our community gets notified in real time. And how do you find that? You simply just click on the property for sale on our map. Simple as that. And the rest just comes communication, the data behind it that we provide. And yes, Drew, it could cost tens of thousands of dollars with everything that we built into this application. By the way, big shout out to Phil. Phil Augustin is online. He's our COO. He makes the magic happen on the back end, making sure each and every one of you are being communicated with. But yes, Drew, to get back to the discussion, all of these features and functions could cost a lot of money with handling dispo acquisition operations and simply property research and data. We have embedded that into a single vertically integrated application, which is so easy to use. I can't wait to show it to you guys. But yeah, we're excited. So we've done that in possibly the most easiest way ever. I can say we're proud. And yes, it took many, many years to get to this point.
I think that for me, like that's the key, right? There's so many software, so many things there in the world. And for me, it always breaks down to like, what is utility? Like, what is it that I need? And what is it that I want? Like, so if I'm looking at my phone, it's probably, I don't know, 70% want apps, 30% need apps. I think in my business software is the same way, right? Like there are things that just make my life better generally. And there's things that I just need, right? Like I need to be able to text for business, right? What I want is Instagram because I like to live vicariously through and scroll and stare at people. So what I love the most about this, Ken, is that this is not an app that I look at as like a utility bucket. Like this is a want app. Like this is social media for investors. This is a what does Phil have going on type of thing, or what's going on, in Oshawa, the town right next to mine. I can see that. It's also a solution where I can go on, and if I have deals, I just call the lead, whatever, I have it under contract. I can now go post it and I can see exactly who's looking at it, in-app messaging, in-app video calls, the whole nine. So for me, it's just like, this is cool. Like this is an app that people are going to want to be on and you're going to want to have on your phone. Yeah. And then on top of that, and Ken's going to get into a demo here, which is going to be really awesome. But on top of all that, I can't believe what you guys are able to do at the price you did. You're doing. Like you're first off, everybody on this call, what Ken's going to show you and demo it, you guys are all going to get an option to download it onto your phone and check it out. And for anybody who uploads 2 properties onto the software, Ken's going to give you 30 days for free. Anybody who uploads 10 properties onto the software, he's going to give you lifetime access for free.
First 5, don't kill me, Drew. First 5 people on this call today upload 10 deals. We will give you a 1-year license on the house.
1-year license. This is where I have Ken to keep me in check here.
Yeah. So all of you guys out there that are listening, the reason why we felt that this was such a powerful webinar today with LeadZolo and Drew Carrell is because when you guys go to Drew and you guys get his amazing leads, right? Those very aggressive sellers, right? That are motivated. What are you doing with them after you've negotiated that deal and you've gotten that contract? What do you do with them? Now you got to find buyers, right? And you got to dispo that deal because I'm pretty sure 80% of them to 90% of them you're not holding unless maybe you are. Maybe it's a fix and hold, right? So if you're looking to dispose of them, that's when you go from LeadZolo, right? Here you go. There you go. LeadZolo, I'm pointing the other way. And then you come to FlippBidd, and guess what you do? You download the application for free, no credit card required. And then you play around with it and you figure out really quickly, because how we're going to show you today how to dispo the deal within 15 seconds and notify hundreds of people in one shot.
I love it. So I think this will be a good way to start then. Why don't we do this? I'm going to bring up, we have a QR code, so everybody on the call can just download the app. And then Ken's going to do a demo. And then this way, what you guys can do is just follow along on your phones. And like I said, no credit card required. Like you don't have to, we're not asking you to sign up for anything. We just want to show it off. So even if you're watching the recording of this right now, I would ask you to just come here and scan this QR code. And what that'll do is bring you right to the FlippBidd app, I believe. I'm not sure which store it'll pop up. And then, of course, what you could also do is, like, if you just have your phone open, you could go to your app store and search for FlippBidd, and I'm sure it'll pop up as well.
So yeah, so let me be a little bit clear, guys. We're gonna give it about 60 seconds. Maybe we'll do some introductions while everyone's doing this. What do you think, Drew? Maybe give it a minute or 2 while everyone's doing this, and we'll do some intros. That QR code is going to take you guys to the LeadZolo special URL link. You're going to be able to see a App Store button and a Google Play button. Depending on if you're using Android or iOS, you're going to go to your respective markets and download the application right from there. And Drew's absolutely correct. There's no credit card required, so just download it, register, and start looking into it as we do the demo. But while you guys are doing that, we'll give it about 60 seconds. How many of you guys out there? Let's just introductions on the East Coast, West Coast, Central. Where am I reaching everybody? Don't be shy. Phil, you want to start? You want to get kicked off for the next 2 minutes while we're doing this?
Certainly. So my name is Phil Augustin. Hello, everyone. And as Ken mentioned, I am the COO of FlippBidd. So I take care of what goes on behind the scenes and just making sure that the systems are working and that you guys are able to log in, utilize your affiliate links and making sure that everything's all smooth on the back end. So that's what I do. Oh, and I'm from Jersey City, by the way.
Jersey's in the house. Awesome. Thanks, Phil. And by the way, he's being modest, guys. He works very hard with our back end automations team, making sure that you guys are communicated with, make sure that you guys get industry knowledge as well as information on what's transpiring with FlippBidd. As we mentioned to Drew, just because we have an application out there that is a very forward-facing technology does not mean we stop here. We are building a lot of things into this application. It's going to just keep growing bigger and better. And the way we can do this is because we have a small team. There's not a lot of red tape. I control the developers, and our development team is just amazing. And again, because we are always keeping the user experience in the forefront of our minds, we're always understanding what you guys need in today's day, in practical tools. So we're really excited about that, Drew. Anybody else out there? And then hopefully within the next 60 seconds, we can jump into the demo. What do you think, Drew? Think we lost.
By the way, Ken, we may have lost Drew, but Drew will be back. I know he was having some issues with his internet. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick Yepes. I'll be answering questions for you in the chat. Ken, we've got Jason from North Carolina. Kelly is from Orlando. Yatori is from Orange County. We have another Californian, Brandon, and we have another fellow that said he's from the East Coast. So we've got a nice mix to this morning. I think you were going to Santa Barbara. Rob is from Santa Barbara, California. Beautiful, beautiful place. You were going to add some background to your screen, I believe. Maybe you want to set that up. And until Drew gets back on, maybe we can go ahead and Ken start off the presentation. And folks, if you have any questions, ask them in the chat. I'll make sure that we can get them answered. And then we'll open it up at the end. Don't be shy to open up your cameras and unmute yourselves so that we can get some of your questions answered at the end towards the end of the presentation. With that said, Ken, it's all yours.
Awesome, guys. So we're just going to keep that backsplash there for those of you who have not been able to scan as of yet, and maybe some of the latecomers will keep that up. So what we're going to present to you today is the actual application that is live on App Store and Google Play. We get asked all the time, Ken, do you have a web app, which is the desktop version? We do not have a desktop version as of yet, but we are working on that currently. To be able to present and provide that to our users. Okay, and just give me 1 second here and get this play. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Just give me a thumbs up or give Patrick a thumbs up if everyone can see my screen. Otherwise, you will not be able to see the demonstration today. Also, while I go ahead and do this presentation, I hope you guys follow along. It's a really powerful tool available in App Store and Google Play. Web app is coming out around the holiday season with a bunch of additional real estate investment features and functions we are adding between now and September. So we're very, very excited about it. So here it goes. Here is FlippBidd. Now, the first thing you'll notice right off the bat that this is not a CRM system. This is not a lead generation source. We have provided with the power of Maps technology to be able to help. And all I'm doing, by the way, if anybody's asking how I'm doing this, I'm just using my thumbs to maneuver, and sometimes both thumbs to maneuver around the map. So I can go ahead and scroll all around New York. That's kind of our backyard, and show you what that map and what that user interface kind of looks like. And I know it's loading a little slow, but in the distance horizon, what you guys are going to notice are there's some ID cards. You'll notice some properties that are like lavender and blue. You'll notice some properties that are just a light blue. Now, each one of those icons represents something. Those light blue properties deals that our network of users are uploading for disposition purposes. Those deals are available to pretty much anybody Doesn't matter if you're a buyer, a seller, or a broker, an agent. It does not matter who you are. If you can find out, if you want to acquire one of these properties in blue, you can do so. Those icons that you see, those logos, those ID cards, are what we call our verified investors. Yes, we launched only 2 months ago. We've had about 1,200 plus downloads, and some of those downloads are coming from some very big industry names. And I'm just going to come here and scroll into Jersey, and I'm going to show you our friend Matt Marinoff, because he's super excited about it. So he's on there. He's a short sale savage, like he likes to call himself. Amazing at doing short sales, amazing at teaching short sales. So Matt's on there. A couple other people I know, Patrick, that we've spoken to, have been logging in. I know we have a friend in the Delaware area by the let me see if we can find Delaware first. There he goes. Oh, maybe he moved. He's moving around somewhere. But
Dan Satowski is from Delaware. We've got Bryce McKinley out of Texas, which is a big player.
There you go. Found Dan. And all I'm doing is just maneuvering around and just going from city to city to city to see what kind of deals are available. When you open up this app, guys, just so you don't get scared and ask, what the heck is going on? Why can't I find anything? We did this on purpose. The app is going to open up like this, and you can basically move your finger or your thumb around on the map and go from city to city. It's not going to populate all of these properties and ID cards until you actually zoom in to those specific locations. But once you're zoomed in, those properties are going to remain. Now, how do we go and navigate from city to city? Simple. You can go ahead and put in the address, a full address. It'll take you to the exact address. You could put in the street, city, and state. You could put in the city and state, or simply just the state, or you can ask our assistant here. It's Flip. We're going to be changing the name to Orion, and there's a real good reason why we're doing that. But for now, you could tell Flip where you would like to take him. The prompt is Flip, take me to. He'll take you anywhere except for Funky Town. That you got to play on the radio. So here we go. Flip, take me to West Palm Beach, Florida.
Finding.
All right, awesome. So here we go. So we're in West Palm Beach, and all we're doing is we're navigating around, and we're going from city to city and just looking at the properties. Now, it is loading a little slower than expected, but if you can see again in the distance horizon that there's a bunch of properties for sale in South Beach, in South Florida, Southeast Florida, where you can click on the actual properties and see what's for sale. So I'll click on this one, and here we go. It looks like there's a property in 5201 Northwest 64th Terrace in Lauderhill. What do you do once you get to that property? Simple. You click the View Property button, and from the View Property button, because it's ready for disposition, the data has already been pulled. So guess what? What do? We click on the property information. We take a look at that. We look at some of the sales comps and the ARVs, average, high, and lows, which we provide. The mortgage data. We look at the foreclosure info and MLS history. But guess what? Let's say you looked at the data. So what? Does that price make sense? We're not sure. We have placed an ROI calculator, which you see here, pretty much everywhere in this application. So we're not going to go through it today, but it's a very quick and dirty ROI. You can hit submit. But when you're ready to communicate with somebody else on our application that's actually disposing of the property, all you do is click on the message or call button. So if you call, it'll directly call out from your phone. If you message, it works like WhatsApp. It'll just go back and forth, and they'll get a message, they'll message you, and you'll get a notification. And the application works on real-time notifications and push notifications. So yes, you will be notified just like if you do via text or via call. Now, here's a really cool functionality that we provided that we allow our users to utilize when you're rushing, or you want to go ahead and maybe you're driving for dollars around the Northwest 65th Avenue area, and you see the property you pass by, but you want to figure out who lives there, whether it's distress or not. All you have to do is just hold your thumb on any property. You can do this, by the way, anywhere in America. Click on the request data button, and within a second, all the data gets pulled. It looks like we weren't able to put the street view picture because the Google car did not pass down this block for some reason. We don't know. But 4 beds, 2 baths, 15,000 approximate a lot square footage. We're going to click on the view property button, view the property. This is the property you're looking into. Fine. Building square footage, lot square footage, property taxes, ARVs. Here are the comps. Here's the mortgage data. It looks like Ignacio and Kathleen Pendis own the property. Plenty of equity in it. $576,000. The transaction date, they closed on 2003. Let's see if there's any foreclosure information. Nope, they're in good standings. No judgment amount, no auction date. We know who the lender is. Great, and it's not on the market because there's no MLS history over the last year. Now, how do you communicate and get to find out how you can contact Ignacio and Kathleen? You might say, well, Ken, I have Deal Machine. I have a bunch of skip tracing tools that I downloaded. I pay 100, 200, 300, whatever the money is for skip tracing services. I have that all set. Well, guess what? We also do that right through your profile picture. Every time you visit a property on our application, we call it virtually visiting it. It shows up in My Visits. So when you click on My Visits, here is the property that we just clicked on, 5204 Northwest 64th Street. You could check one for skip tracing or select all, skip trace everything in your list, and then export it out to your Excel spreadsheet with all the phone numbers and data and property information and emails. But for now, we're just going to click on this, hit the skip trace button. Sorry, my apologies. Hit the skip trace button. And within a couple seconds, that property is now skip trace. It shows up on the top of your list. You can do this with any residential property in the application. Click on that, and here's some skip trace information. Now, amazing that you guys have a lot of technology out there at your disposal. You could use a lot of skip tracing technology, but you could also do that in here. You don't even have to leave the phone to make a phone call. All I'm going to do is click on the landline, make a phone call. Okay, didn't work. Phone number 3, didn't work. Call. Mobile. Call. Okay, that one worked. Got through to them. If none of the phone numbers work, all you have to do is click on the email and give it a shot. It'll open up your email that you're registered with, and now you can contact the homeowner directly, send them as many emails as you like, and that is our quick and dirty skip tracing feature. We have a lot of features in this application. We're not going to blow through all the time, but we are creating a distressed property search filter, a feature on our application, which basically allows you to create a polygon search up to a 2-mile radius, where you could click the if you're looking on the screen, it'll be located right here on the bottom right. You can click and drag it anywhere on the map and expand that out, and it'll actually pin all the distressed properties and then save them to your My Visits for skip tracing. So that is our quick and dirty Drew Carrell demo. I want to thank you for your time, but I want to see if we want, we could take some questions. Let's keep this interactive. And Drew, I'm gonna let you take it from here. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, guys, and give it back over to Drew.
I don't know if Drew was able to get back on. I believe he's having some internet. He's on. Okay.
Now.
Okay. Good. Okay. Hey, Drew. Okay.
Yeah, that like the simplicity of this is what keeps blowing me away. So I think I don't have a lot of questions other than like, what do I need to get started here, right? So everybody's downloading the app. At what point? I believe you have a yearly license for this, right? Like, what is the cost of it? It's $100 a year.
Well, it's a monthly license, so we're not going to go ahead and offer a yearly because we want to give people the opportunity to switch, learn, grow. We will never lock them into a yearly license. I don't know if you want me to do the big giveaway, Drew, or do you want to do it? But this is a community-based application powered by you guys. We're just simply providing the tools and features that you guys need to communicate between each and every one of you. We have a subscription-based model, which is a monthly cost. We do not charge points. We do not charge fees. We do not charge commissions. We want our community to grow. And the way we're going to go ahead and incentivize our community to grow, even though we had a substantial feedback over the last 2 months, is even though it's a free to download and use model, it's still $99 a month. We figured out the industry is hurting right now based on everything we spoke about earlier. And Drew, what are we offering now based on the year?
Yeah, you told me, right? And like, this is not a sales tactic, guys. He literally told me this right before the webinar. They're just going to cut the price in half for everybody. like plain and simple.
Up to 500 users. Up to we're going to give away 500 seats. We've already given away 30 in the last 2 days.
Like absolutely insane. So everybody on this call, you can get it at half price through the QR code that you already scanned. So you're already at half price. And then, like Ken said, the first 5 people to upload, what was it? First 5 people to upload 10 properties is going to get a year.
That's correct.
And first 5, and then what was the other one? 2 properties, and you get a free 30-day, correct?
Anybody can upload 2 properties, and the way we look at it is they're just testing the waters. They're just testing our application, and what's the best way to do it? Put it into work, right? For you. Upload 2 properties. As soon as those 2 properties are uploaded, within a couple hours, you're going to get an email saying you have a full 30-day license with no restrictions whatsoever. Drew's absolutely right. We're giving away 5 licenses for his listeners only. For the first 5 people to upload 10 deals are going to get a full 1-year license for free. And by the way, you missed out one thing, Drew. You did awesome, by the way. That $49.99 price is a lifetime grandfathered in price.
Wow. So I just want everybody to think about, like, this is the opportunity of getting in on an opportunity early, right? Like Ken's literally offering you 50 bucks a month to have dispo figured out, like to have dispo solved essentially, right? You can now, if you're an investor and a buyer, you can see what other wholesalers have in your areas. If you're a wholesaler, you have a place to go post your properties with thousands of cash buyers. Like you have all of these opportunities, right? Other places, other companies, not that there's anything wrong with other companies, but it'll cost you $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a year for what this software does that Ken has built. And the software that Ken has built is so simple that I just absolutely love it. Like it's literally something you just scroll around on and play on when you're sitting and watching TV in the evening type of thing. And that's what I love about it. And that's what I was mentioning before. It's a want app. It's something you want to be on. So I would just say anybody listening, anybody watching this recording, this is the opportunity, right? Like this is the opportunity to come in, spend 50 bucks a month. You know, that's probably less than your Netflix and Crave and Prime and whatever else altogether. And you can go start dispoing properties and really start scaling your company, which is really what this
and also networking with each other. That's a very crucial point, right, Drew? We're not going to be able to grow our operations unless we're able to network. You have about 50, I don't know, 50 people on this call today, but guess what? Not each and every one of you know everyone's portfolio of contracts that they hold. You don't. But if somebody starts uploading them, all of you will get notified. And guess what? You guys can start creating that and establishing that relationship with each other. After you get those LeadZolo leads, bring them to FlippBidd, upload them. And you know what? You never know, you know, who you're going to find out there, because our community is growing and we give you all the opportunity to do so.
I have a quick question. I remember when we were initially talking, you were talking about communicating and stuff like that from like say I'm a wholesaler and I have a property, I have it listed and I'm an investor who's interested. You were saying like literally within the app, we can video call each other and like I can go walk the property and show the investor the property. Was that a feature you guys finalized on?
Oh, Drew, you're giving away our trade secrets. Okay.
By the way, Ken, I'm going to interrupt for a second. There's a gal in the who asked the question. I think this works perfectly with what you're about to talk about. And so let's see here. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Jatori asked about, she's a realtor. She says she loves this. This is a powerful tool, even for real estate an agent to use to promote their handyman listings or their investor listings. And she said, could you please show me how I upload a property and how can I sell the property? And that goes kind of hand in hand with something, guys, that no other application out there has, which is that virtual tour. And I do have to say this, guys, you can get something somewhat similar to FlippBidd. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles like FlippBidd does. And I'll give a plug to Investor Lift. They have the God mode. That'll cost you $36,000 a year. And you can visit their website. You'll see it. It's $3,000 a month. You can do the same thing and more with FlippBidd, not for $99 for the moment, because you can take advantage of the license for $49. And as they've stated earlier, if you upload a few properties, you get free licenses. But with that said, Ken, maybe you want to talk about that because they do want to understand how they can upload those properties on FlippBidd.
Yeah, so my apologies, guys. So during my demo, I kind of rushed it. I forgot to show the dispo aspect. I'm going to get into that in 1 second. I just want to address Zach, sorry, Andrew, Drew's question. So Drew, yes, you're giving away our trade secrets here. So this is a very complex tool we're building, guys. Don't hold our feet to the fire. We're trying to get this out probably by November 1. It's a Pro Plus license. We're going to keep it very low price, but what it's going to actually do, let's talk about the problem it's solving for. You're selling a property, you're driving miles away to show it to one investor at a time, maybe two investors at a time, or maybe you have an open house, but those investors are busy with their lives, their kids, it's raining, it's snowing. I mean, listen, they're stuck at a kid's birthday party. There's a million reasons, right, where they're not going to make your showing. And then you got to keep driving back and forth and taking time out of your day. What our virtual tour live streaming feature will allow you to do, it's going to allow you after, and by the way, I'll show you how we do this. It'll not only allow you to upload your property, but set a future time and date for a live virtual tour, just like we're doing here, one person speaking at a time, everyone's listening. You'll be able to activate it. You can go into the premises, show the outskirts of the premises, because all of us have this one beautiful thing called a smartphone with a very high-end camera and video system. We're just integrating the technology where you can walk around in an empty house, show the house to multiple investors across state lines, forget about 20 miles away, 20 states away, if they're interested in your markets. And just for them attending, you're going to say, Ken, how are you going to incentivize them and direct that traffic to my property? Simple. We are making a deal with DataTree, First American National Title. We're making a deal with CoreLogic. If you haven't heard of them, look them up. And we're making a deal with LexisNexis for reports. And just for attending an RSVPing, not in the beginning, when they're done with the RSVP virtual tour, the application will let them know, please check your respective email addresses, and we're going to provide them a 4 or 5 page property report just for attending that RSVP with full of comps, nearby listings, AVMs, full valuation summary, metrics on those markets, as well as not only for the investors, but you guys for just doing the virtual tour and taking the time out of your day. We're going to allow you to get that report and the list of attendees with first name, last name, phone number, email addresses, and where they're located. I hope that answers that question, Drew.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's fantastic.
All right, guys. So I'm going to get back to the young lady's question. So dispositions, let's show it. Would you mind, Drew? I'll be quick.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. All right. So for dispositions, okay, you're going to go ahead and anybody out there, I would love to hear someone else's voice. Does anybody have a property out there that they would like to use as a use case? The young lady that asked the question, maybe she has one. Drew, you got a LeadZolo lead for us?
I got a couple.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that. If not, I can definitely.
Okay, shoot. So I heard that we had a couple. So let's get one.
I've got one.
Darian says he's got one.
Okay, Darian.
Go
ahead and unmute yourself, Darian, and let us know what the address is, and we'll use that as a in demo. Here we go. Victor has one. 1102 North 84th Place. 1102 North 84th Place, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Here we go. First one up, 1102 North 84th Place, Scottsdale, Arizona. And the application is going to go ahead and direct us to that location. Oh boy, well, good job. Victor LaRose is selling it on our application. So we can't use that as a use case for dispo. And so Victor, on our application.
Why don't you pick the house next door, Ken? We can use that one maybe.
Sure. So by the way, if you guys are on here and you're downloading the application, connect with Victor. Just hit the view property report, make him feel good. He's going to get a notification that you're viewing his property. Look at all the data and just hit the chat or call button. Just call him directly. That's it.
I've got another one, Ken, from Kelly. Kelly says 1242 Rosewood Drive, And that's in Columbus, Georgia.
And that's the third one down. Here we go. Let's click on that. Let's go to Rosewood. All right, that looks like it's available. This is how we're going to dispo, folks. You're going to hit the request data after you put in the address. You're going to click on the view property. I'm going to assume that you guys already have pictures, but I'm going to click on the street view as a best practice. This is what I do. If I don't have the picture, so this is all Google technology, right? So let's say this is the property, and I'm not sure if it is, but if it is, I'll go ahead and just take a screenshot of it. I'm assuming you guys have the pictures already because you have the deal and you've done your due diligence. I'm going to go ahead and save it to my photos. And this is how fast you dispo. Anybody out there want to guess how you sell your deal? What button do you press on this page?
Sell my deal.
That's right. You got it. She's going to get a free 30-day license just for answering. And then
Sell my deal.
There you go. Oh, so now everyone's going to start speaking. There we go. So we're now giveaways. So sell my deal is absolutely correct. So we're going to go to sell my deal. And then we're going to go ahead and if you have a Google Drive that you want to attach with your pictures and videos, you're going to give it the authorization it needs. So we're going to connect here to our Gmail account as a test. Let's say it's this one right here. We're going to attach all our JPEGs and MP4 so everybody can see all our videos and pictures. We're going to go ahead and put a price here. I thought I saw like 250s around that area. Let's say you got the deal for 180. And is it a contract assignment? Note, REO, short sale, straight to, subject to? Nope, it's a contract assignment. I'm going to click on the image that I just downloaded, hoping you have a lot more. I'm going to leave a voice note in the day and age of AI. In real estate, people still love hearing your voice, so they know they're not connected to some robot. And what I'm going to do is just click on the voice note. Hi, my name is Ken Singh. I have an amazing property, single family in Columbus, Georgia. All the pictures or videos are in the Google Drive. Asking for 180. It's a contract assignment. Connect with me on FlippBidd. Would love to tell you more. Stop the voice note. It's saved. I can go ahead and sell to only verified investor or the entire network. For now, I'm going to let everybody know. I don't care if you're a buyer, a seller, an agent, a broker. I don't care who you are. Yes, I hold a contract of sale, and then hit the upload property. Every time you upload a deal, you have to say, okay, that you abide by all state, federal, local real estate law, in addition to terms and conditions. Yes, I've been a good boy. Yes, I hold a contract, and I'm going to go ahead and upload it. And by the way, whoever gave this to me, I'm going to delete it right afterwards. So not to worry. You're going to just follow the same steps. So once you hit okay, the application will take a second to digest all that data that's been there, and it's going to go ahead and upload it. There you go. Here's the property. 1242 Rosewood Drive, Columbus, Georgia. For those of you who just downloaded the application, you probably got a notification. If you didn't, you missed out. But 300, 400 other people in the United States of America just got notified of this deal. What does that look like on our app? There you go. Another little blue icon and with the seller information. And it's simple as that. Where do you go to access your controls, to edit your properties, to delete the properties and mark them under contract? You go in your profile. You go to my uploads. Here's all the list of properties. You click on this little 3-button menu button here, because I'm going to go ahead and delete it. You could share it with your friends because you've uploaded it, and then maybe not all your friends are on FlippBidd. You could share it via text, share it via WhatsApp, share it via email. You can go ahead and mark it under contract. And if you do that, it'll automatically delete from our system within 30 days. Just give me 1 second. And here it is. It's marked under contract. Or simply just delete it, as I am going to do now. And there you go. Drew, how long did that take just for uploading a property without me explaining all that stuff?
10 minutes? I don't even think it was 10.
I would say more like 30 seconds.
Right, yeah.
So guys, for those of you that are listening, obviously this is being recorded. We have support for you guys. You could join our weekly Zoom Calendly, and just like that, and book a time to just follow along with us alongside our open mic night on Wednesdays for any help you need. But Drew's got this thing recorded, so if you guys want to ever come back and view the video and how I did it, please go ahead and use that as a reference. But that is our dispositions feature. How did you guys feel about that? Any questions, any feedback? It sucks. It's great. Everything in between. Let me know.
I have questions. This is Jatori, the agent in Orange County, California. How you guys doing? Hi. This is absolutely great. I absolutely love it because I work with investors primarily that are looking for fix and flips and they love off market. So I absolutely love it. So my first question is I only do real estate in Southern California. So if I were to sign up soon, is there even any deals out here that I can even find?
So not as of right now, but what I can tell you, and I'm not going to mention any names because I may get in trouble. There is, and if you could put the pieces together, they're like top three A&E fix and flip shows. They're ran by three top dogs on the West Coast. One of them run a huge coaching platform, and they would like to roll this out to all their wholesalers out there to start uploading deals. But as of right now, we are starting to onboard users on the West Coast in California. But maybe you could be the first to upload some deals in your respective market.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to actually. And I think I know who you're talking about, but I won't say any names. So. And then I did have I had another question. So, and I also deal with wholesalers as well. So I know a concern is maybe wholesalers or other people going behind agents and wholesalers to try to talk to the seller directly. So does FlippBidd have anything in their terms and conditions that somebody can get maybe kicked off the app or something if they go around and try to go to the seller directly?
Yeah.
Ken, I'm so sorry. I know Drew had a prior engagement, and Drew, I know you need to hop off now. So maybe Drew, if you want to give us the last few words, and then guys, we're going to slow things down, and we're here for you for the next 5 minutes or the next hour. That's an excellent question, and there is the verified investor license, which is free, Jatori. So you're going to love that. Before Drew hops off, there's some questions about the pricing. So I want to make things, so everybody's clear. The pricing for the app, if you were to go to the app store, you would pay $125. If you go through Drew's affiliate link through his page, you get a 20% discount, which is $99. But just this morning, Ken shared with Drew this additional, special that it won't be $99 for the next until we get the first 500. We have close to 500 people already on, but the next 500, when those people hop on, they'll be able to get it at 50% off.
Lifetime
yes.
license.
Right. So again, it's $125. If you go to the app store, don't do that. Go to Drew and you'll get it at $99. And for those that join, as they would need to send a message to support with maybe say Drew Carrell, and they'll get that 50% off. Ken?
Yeah, so everybody that downloads the application is going to get notified via email. I'm sorry, Phil's going to handle that, and Phil's going to send out that email, which everyone's going to get by Friday, no later than that. If you're in a rush to get it today, just contact us or contact Patrick, and we'll get you over Drew's URL link if you don't want to wait till that Friday email to go out. But that's very much, it's clear in that email exactly the steps you need to take advantage of that offer. With that said, I'll give it back to you guys. I know Drew's got to run.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. Like, this has been awesome. I'm incredibly excited for this. I just downloaded the app. So I'll definitely be playing on it. So I would just encourage everybody, like, this is like what Patrick said. I was kind of talking around it a little bit, but like literally, if you compare this to Investor Lift, which is essentially the same, like trying to accomplish the same thing, Investor Lift is like 30 times the price. So what Ken's done here is just unbelievable. It's mind-boggling to me that there's this cheap of a solution for everybody out there that's this cool. So I would just encourage everybody to take advantage of this now, because in a year from now, I don't imagine that you're going to be giving away $50 subscriptions. So
no, it's we call it an elections year special, and it's really honestly, it's a give back to the community because of what we're all dealing with the interest rates. And I know that's direct reflection of what's happening with the powers that be in Washington, D.C. So the way we give back to our community is we'll take the hit on the pricing as long as we can keep growing that community and not worry what's going on in our pockets, but we actually keep continuing to grow that community. So between now, it has to be done, and you can't forget the date. It's election day, November 5th. The first 500 license, I think we gave away like 20 or 30, not gave away, with 20, 30 seats were sold already in the last day, 24 hours. Between that time, 500 free seats. Click on Drew's URL and you're all set. It's a lifetime license.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I'm gonna hop off. These guys are staying on. Please ask as many questions as possible, because when I watch this replay, I want to see what you guys are asking.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Drew.
Good to see you, Drew.
Thanks, guys.
Folks, I know there's a bunch of questions that are coming in. I will get to all of them. They're all great questions, very valid questions. So Ken, you want to go ahead and talk about, to Jatori's point, and yes, there is the verified investor license, which eliminates the daisy chains, eliminates the middlemen, it eliminates all of that. So that was already thought, and Ken, I'll let you take over, and then I'll jump in with a couple of the questions that are on the chat.
Awesome. So I'd love to take some more questions. We have about 11 more minutes left, but back to Corey, your question. We do have certain checks and balances in play on the application for offensive content being uploaded. You can red flag, violation of state, federal, and local laws. You could red flag. You can complain if someone else uploaded your deal and you didn't want them to, and you didn't give them authorization to, you could red flag that deal. However, there's no way for us to actually mandate legally that other people not try to resell your deals or try to circumvent you in one way or another with the homeowner. What I can tell you is, if you guys put that EMD down and on that assignable contract, legally, the seller is binded to you based on the terms of that contract. And usually you could extend that to up to 90 days. It's very hard to supersede that, especially if you have an EMD deposit down. We have created a way to keep the, let's call them the tire kickers, off the application that are just wasting time, by allowing the contract holders, you guys, uploading a property that they cannot view unless they are a verified investor. If you can recall that image, the screen where I was uploading the property, you had an option to sell the entire network or to verified investors only. If you click on verified investors, you must automatically checks off, I hold a contract of sale. So you have to hold a contract of sale to sell to verified investors, which kind of it takes away from how they're going to locate the address and information and contact the homeowner if you hold a contract, because you can sell to verified investors only. But we leave that up to you.
Yeah. So Jatori, to your point, yeah, you can apply for that verified investor license. In fact, Ken, could you show that when somebody applies for the verified investor license, and anyone here can do that, you'll literally be put on the map. So you may have noticed at the beginning, I don't know if you could maybe share that, Ken. And also while you're doing that, there's a question from Kelly. She asks, is it unlimited skip trace, including the monthly membership?
Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to have time to go through verified investor requesting it, but once you download the application, it's going to ask you to set up your profile, cover letter, picture, which I definitely suggest you guys do. And I always ask you guys, promote your businesses, whatever you're promoting, whatever it is, as on your cover letter, like some of our affiliates, our partners, strategic partners have utilized and set up. But with the verified investor license, it'll tell you under your profile page if you want to request it. It's a big request button for verified investor license. Yes, Patrick's right. It's free. You just click on it and just follow the steps accordingly. It's going to ask you at the very end for a track record and a proof of funds and corporate docs. The track record, we actually ask you upload at least one or two, and we'll verify the rest offline because we'll get the information on the back end. You could bypass the proof of funds if you don't feel comfortable in the corporate records, but it's as simple as that. It's just a 5-step process. It's taking no longer than 60 seconds. Let's get to more questions, Patrick, because I know there's a lot.
The skip tracing, is it unlimited skip tracing?
Yeah, for the skip tracing, because we don't do bulk skip tracing. It's really like a one-to-one, or just something that came across the desk. we don't see a large use case for hundreds of skip traces every month, because you would literally be sitting there skip tracing and exporting your list out to your Excel spreadsheet. Our application actually allows you to bypass all the legwork. So we allow up to 100 script traces a month within that $49 version. We do have a higher ticket item coming out with a lot more features, a lot more functions. It's not substantially higher, but it's going to be a fair price. We want to make sure we assist the community. But for that $49, you get 100 skip traces, one by one by one by one by one. And you could actually, because the way our application is set up, you don't have to export anything. You could just hit the call button and email button right from there, as we showed.
Ken Arthur asks, is there a desktop version? Can you repeat that? I know he may have entered a little late regarding the desktop version.
Yeah, hi Arthur, how are you? Ken Singh here. I thank you for joining us. So, I mentioned earlier, right now the application is available for App Store and Google Play only, not for iPad, no web app as of yet. The reason why we did it that way is that we noticed when we were testing the markets, the people that would utilize our application would be on the go. Okay, whether you're in your car, you have a meeting, you just got notified, you did a drive, driving for dollars, you were walking around the neighborhood, like this is an application that does things on the fly and very quickly. It wasn't never intended to be able to have you sit down behind a computer and basically create a strategy for hours and hours and doing multiple things. But we are creating that, and it's going to be ready at the end of the year. We're hoping around November 1.
Hey, thanks, Ken. This is Arthur, by the way. Thanks for the response. My other question would be, how do you work with people with teams, with virtual assistants, people with multiple people? I do have people sitting behind desks doing my dispos rather than, me being on the run or the sales guy being on the run.
Yeah, great question, Arthur. So we do have people that have operations like yours. And so what we tell them is that all you have to do is, I don't know if you have a disposition number, like a dedicated disposition number where all the incoming calls may go. When you set up your profile, you just have to set up that phone number to where the incoming call is going. Text is unique to the phone. So each one of those individuals would need their own license. But if you could imagine, as Patrick mentioned, something for your operation would cost thousands of dollars. Even if you had 10 people, I'm just hypothetically speaking, that would need this application, you would need 10 licenses. And of course, we can work something out by, even if it's at a volume, but each one of them would need their own licenses to run that. But when the web app gets created, we will consider working around the enterprise license for operations like yours.
That's also a question that Kelly had, by the way. Can you add more users on your account for my team? So that answered Kelly's question as well. By the way, if you, for those of you that have a bigger team, if you have more than, and we have a number, quite a large number of people that are on the network that have 30, 40, 50 deals a month. If you have more than 25 deals, FlippBidd would upload them for you. I know that, Ken, you're uploading, or not you, but your team is uploading 25, 30 deals a week for some investors. So we can upload that, so we'll take that off of your plate.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, if you guys don't want the free license for uploading those 10 deals, we're more than happy to upload your 25 deals. But that's kind of why we created that, 5 people, the first 5 people to upload 10 deals gets that annual license. It's probably worth your time to save that $1,500 at the $99 number, right? Or $125 number per month, and being able to upload those deals yourself, so we can just go ahead and activate you for the year. But
right.
Absolutely, if you don't make the cut of those 5 people, you could submit your Excel spreadsheet with the property address, beds, bats, and a Google Drive link if you have the pictures, and we'll help you. I'll get those disposed.
Yep.
Jake, to say something. I'm sorry to cut you off, Patrick. Jatori, I know that you mentioned California and that we don't have deals there at the moment, but I think there's an important feature that we do have, and it's called Find My Deal. So once you actually become a verified investor, you could actually set your buy box, and that buy box will notify all the wholesalers and everyone in the community that you're looking for a specific deal. And hopefully if someone sees it and they have that deal, they'll just upload it and you'll be notified.
And what I'm doing now is, thank you for mentioning that, Phil. For those of you guys that download it,
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and send that Find My Deal feature, which is your buy box. I'm going to do it now and send it. And for those of you guys that probably download it, will get notified right now that Ken Singh is looking for. I chose contract assignment between $300,000 and $400,000, I believe, in California. So you guys will get notified. And that's what our buy box feature is. Thank you for that, Phil.
Yeah.
By the way, Giovanna has a question. Is there a way to keep the address private?
So great question. So the whole idea of transparency, and being allowing people to work with each other, because I know a lot of companies do this, right? We can't show you the address until you contact us and so on. Well, the whole idea behind that is like, you should really have some sort of formal control of that deal. If we hide the address, how will you actually locate it on our map? It works on a latitude longitude line, right? So the latitude longitude line is only attached to the full address. If you hide that address, one, people will probably not be able to locate it. It's not going to show that icon on the map because that only gets pinned when you have the full address. And two, just because you're presenting the address fully doesn't mean that people aren't going to connect with you and find out more information. They absolutely will, because they have a message and call button right then and there. We found out most people, and I get about 200 deals a week from wholesalers, and they just end up in my spam. And they always put the usual 22XX Main Street, whatever the town is, right? And so I tested this for a second. I said, you know what? Let me go to 2250 Main Street on my map. And because I had the picture, I saw the picture on my map and I figured out that was the address, even if they were hiding it. So it doesn't really do anybody any good anyway. All you're doing is actually stopping yourself from creating more opportunity by hiding that address.
Beyond that, guys, there's other apps where Property Source is an example, where they charge you a fee if you find a property. There's other apps that will increase the price of you list it at 200 and they'll show it on their app at 210. There's other apps that charge fees. There are no fees. Nothing is being charged. The idea of FlippBidd is to get you guys connected and excuse my French, get the hell out of the way and let you guys do your magic. So that's the idea of the app. By the way, there's a question here from Victor. Where did you get the financials from? Where the financials, the information that comes regarding the ARV, regarding the comps, where does that come from?
Great question. Victor, was it?
Yes.
So we have a data aggregator that's not our data. I am not that smart that I can compile a whole data feed and then create the app on top of that. We actually have a data aggregator, which is very well known, that sits in multiple family masterminds, not a small mom and pop shop. They actually have a national LexisNexis account as well. And that data is public records. That's MLS information that is being provided from about 5 different data warehouses nationally that get aggregated to our service provider, our data aggregator, and they actually connect with us via API on that information. And the next question is probably going to be, how often is it updated? Every 20 days.
Thanks, Ken. Chris said he just submitted the approval for a verified investor license. So Phil, can you please keep an eye on that? And Manny, if you want, call me or reach out to Phil, and we'll help you with that free membership. So we're on top of that for you, Manny. And Victor asks another super question. It's almost as if Victor has a crystal ball. He wants to know regarding loans on property. Can you talk about that and what we're working on?
Man, you guys are letting out the secret sauce today, boy. I gotta tell you. So okay, so here's
great question, Victor. Great question.
Great question. So here's the big secret. We are a software company. Software companies grow and they expand if they want to be successful, and they get bigger and better and faster and so on. And so then we are speaking to a handful of national lenders right now. We're actually in the midst of integrating them to be able to help you guys. It doesn't even matter if the property's for sale on our application or not. You can literally just take your thumb and press down on a property, and then let our, it's going to be AI eventually. Orion, right now it's Flip. You could let Orion know that, hey, I'm looking for acquisitions, disposition, or just for property research and data, and that's why I click this property. If you click acquisitions, it'll ask you, would you like a pre-approval? Because it's already got your information because you're registered, and it's got all the data on the property, right? And so based on certain data points, our lenders will be able to guesstimate what you would get approved for based on your credit and so on. And though you could actually select the type of loans you're looking for. So we are getting that integrated very soon. Great question.
Right. You'll be able to get a pre-approval letter within several hours or within a day for sure. So that's something that's being, integrated, as Ken said, on the app. So you'll have that feature. Later next year, we'll be Ken and his team will be rolling out some other pro services, and such as title companies and insurance and what have you. But for the moment, it's going to be several nationwide, not only hard money, private money, but also traditional companies that lend to investors.
Correct. Any other questions, guys? Great questions, by the way. I love it. So these are all great questions. Anyone else? We have 62 people on here. So 62 chats. So I have 16 participants. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. We held on to their attention quite some time. So Bob just joined us. Any other questions, guys? Because I think we're right over that 1 o'clock marker. Maybe I could take one more question.
Sure. Yeah, Bob and Rob, I guess I'm one of the members of my team. By the way, my name is Patrick Yepes. I'm with Dream Big Digital Products and Dream Big Marketing Services. We're the marketing company that's working with Ken. So somebody on my team is going to edit the video, and we'll get that out to you later on today. So we'll get that out of the way for you. And last one, just got a voicemail on my property. Victor uploaded a property earlier in the chat, and he already got somebody, I believe, that reached out to him. So, by the way, guys, we've been on a demo where Ken will upload a property, and live somebody calls him and says, "Hey, I want to make an offer on the property." So
it
it's
was
happened to us at other demos.
I think I priced it it was way too good of a price. So
right.
Look, guys, so this is obviously a clear case. I don't know. I just met who was the gentleman that just uploaded it?
Victor LaRosa.
I think Kevin uploaded it, or was it somebody else? But
Victor says he got a voicemail on the property.
Awesome. So Victor, congratulations. Keep it going, bud. And by the way, that's all it is. Once you upload the properties, people are going to get notified. They connect with you. You look at their property, they're going to get notified you're looking at the property. It goes under contract. Everyone's going to get notified that this deal is gone. It's no longer available. You got a message. You got a phone call. Someone's looking for a property in this area. That's how we built it. We built the right tools in place to make sure that everyone feels connected to this application, and it's not so hard to use. We're living in a time, it's 2024. You press a button and make it happen. No one wants to use it, and we understand time is money. That's why we have the FlippBidd One Touch. With that said, any questions anybody has, please contact us. It's a very easy email. It's let's network at FlippBidd.com. 2 P's, 2 D's. And just
Phil, can you drop that into the chat, please, that link? There's a couple of questions Chris wants to know about. Just want to make sure I get the link to purchase for the $49 a month. And Rob is saying, I just downloaded the app, but it seems I need to have an account. Let's do the following. So to answer your question, download the app, register on the app. should they contact support so they can get the 49, or how should they proceed, Ken?
Let's Network at FlippBidd.com, because we're filtering
Okay.
Let's Network.
Yeah.
And I just left the email there for everybody.
So
Phil,
just send an email there, and then you'll get that 49. And maybe we'll close with this, Ken. I'll let you have the last word, but anybody can download the app for free with no credit card. Anybody can use it for 10 use cases. So 10 uploads, 10 skipped races, 10 researches. You could do 10, 10, 10, 10 of everything. And then you won't be prompted to do anything after that ends. And then you'll be prompted to upgrade to in our case for today and for the rest of the 500 licenses, you'll get it at $49 a month. And I'll repeat this again for those that came in late. If you upload 2 properties, then you'll get a 30-day extension. You'll get a 30-day license for free. If you upload more than 10 properties, as I understand, you get an entire year for free, correct?
that's correct. Only 5 people. So I'm
Right.
sorry if like the 6th person comes and says, listen, I uploaded 10. Yes, time is of the essence. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want to create some buzz around this. So the longer you take, some people might beat you to the punch, but either way, there's something here for everybody. You upload 2 properties, we're still going to give you a 30-day license for free with no restrictions, as Patrick mentioned. And by the way, this $49 plan, this was not a gimmick. We literally just want to grow our community, and we know the market, to be honest with you, and I'm not going to hold my mouth back. It sucks. It sucks out there. It's hard. It's difficult for everybody. And we're all dealing with it together as a community. So you know what? Phil and I spoke, Patrick spoke. We're like, you know what? Let's just keep building the community out. We'll worry about our pockets. We'll worry about everything else later. Let's just break it down to bare bones so we can just make sure it's our nut is covered. That's basically it. So take advantage of that. We have about another, I think, I don't know, Phil, you would know better than me, about 470 or 475 license to go. We gave away a bunch yesterday and today. And just like I said, take advantage of it. It's a lifetime license. So amazing, and I'm very happy to have everyone here. Thank you, everyone. Phil, you want to say your last words and just before we close out?
Yes. Again, I can't stress enough, $49.99 that per month, and that's for the lifetime of you using the app. So definitely get in there and subscribe and help grow this community.
Yeah, and speak about communities, open mic night next Wednesday. Do not spam the emails. We have a lot of information that comes out. We don't do salesy emails. It's just basically updates that are happening on FlippBidd. We're inviting you to open mic night, so you'll have the link. And this is where everybody gets to know each other, and bring your favorite beverage. We keep it light. All right, guys. Thank you so much.